Hello. Hello.
Furry Cures 1221 thinks you should do 20 squats.
Go suck a lemon.
You go suck a lemon. You go suck a lemon. I'm trying to remember if a particular scene I used... He's not even on the screen. I am now. Hi. Oh, hands. What's up, hands? Come on. Oh, I know why. It's because I didn't plug it in on this side here. Ah! No, not the cactar! Weird.
Savage with the 15-month Prime sub. 15-month hype.
Awesome! Thank you for the 15 months, Savage. Thank you so much. All right, so wait, there's a subscribe, running, queue, action history. There was a hello. Why wasn't there like a death scene? That was weird. Where? Node graphs. Hang on. Like, health system. It's meant to be like doing something. Like, so it does a health refresh timer thingy-majiggy. Death goes down to 0. Death triggers on the next frame. Yeets me. And send signal. Alright, so that should be the correct order of operation. Because when death trigger goes off, yeets me backwards, which is what it did. But then it should do like a ragdoll thing and then turns on the... It did most of those. It just didn't do the ragdoll weirdly enough. Huh. Anyway, thank you so much. Thank you so much for the 15 months. I really appreciate it. Welcome. Alrighty, now I gotta do my 15 squats before I forget. Here we go. Oh! Did I put water in the freezer? Alright, let me do my 15, let me do my 20 squats.
Go
Here
suck
we
a
go.
lemon.
Hello.
Hello! 20 squats. Alright, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Cookie for Jason. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. Alright, I need to go check and see if there's a water in my freezer. Hang on. Because I can't leave it in there, otherwise I make a mess. We're all good, chat. We're all good. There is no need for alarm. You can all disperse. No need for alarm. Alrighty then. Slot you back in here. Hands, check. Furry cute. Let's see, 20 squats, sir. Furry, you confuse me. I don't know how you can get... He said he isn't even on the screen multiple times to me. Yes, I have. And thankfully you have... Ow. Thankfully you have... Thankfully you have listened to me on that one, Bode Mask. Furry Cures, however, does need to learn. So, but, yeah. Furry Cures always does it, like, relatively close, where it's like, oh, it's in like the last 30 seconds or a minute. So it's always like at this really close sort of time where it's like sometimes I am getting on, you know, at the points and such. Learn what exactly? Oh, back in the day, the squat redeem used to go off more frequently and was like cheaper. He did it at 1 minute 30. Was it 1 minute 30? No, I wasn't paying attention when he did it. Huh. I gotta keep a closer eye on those squat. Actually, you know what I can do? Here's what I can do. Because I have a timer for... Like, I actually have a sequence of events that goes off when I set the stream. So, hang on. Start. So, if I do the stream... So, there's a stream start alert where, you know, if it's 0, then breaks, does nothing. Sets the global redeem, sets reward titles. It pauses the... Actually, no. It pauses the 20 squats. And then, after the advertisement, it unpauses... It unpauses the squats, but it unpauses the squats after the what's-a-mahoozy, after it unpauses it after the advertisement is run, and I've got like a series of delays that are going off because it's like saying 600 milliseconds. I think that's how it's... No, 180 seconds. It delays for... Oh, no, it does the advertisement, and then 60 seconds into the advertisement, it turns everything back on. I think what I need to do is I need to fix... I need to alter, basically, the streamer bot. You, sir, have something broken because I could have done it when I got here. I might have something broken then. All right. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to create a new action, and it's going to just simply be turn back on actions/redeems. So that's going to go into the Twitch category. Default queue. So then that way we're able to have it run like concurrently or what have you. So, all right. So let's see. So setting the global thingamadiggies resets the reward for the first. It pauses the squats. Is it pausing it? Yeah. So squats gets paused. So if I select test here, and then I double check what's in the 20 squats, reward is temporary unavailable, check back for it. Cool. So that's what it says for me. All right, so unpause it there. All right, so what I need to do is I'm going to get rid of the delay, the 60-second delay, and I'm going to make it so that instead it's going to be a what's-a-mahoozies. Because, yeah, so all these events happen, like, almost one at a time, saying, oh, yeah, the zebra is about to stream. Disables the Twitch ad message. 60 seconds later, it announces I'm going to run a 3-minute advertisement to remove pre-roll ads for the next hour. 180-second commercial run, so that's 3 minutes. And then after I've hit that run on the commercial, there's a further 60-second delay. So advertisement is still running at this point for non-subscribers, which will then unpause the squats, turn on the action for the Twitch ad message, and then does all the different timers and such. All right, so what I need to do then is I need to move. I'll probably do this like off stream rather than doing it right now because it is just going to be a little bit timely, and I want to try and have like multiple other things happening in this particular action. But I'll probably make a proper like timed action. So rather than using like the delay feature as one of the sub actions, I have it instead turn on a timer. And then where the timer, like, you know, it doesn't go off for another 5 minutes, but once the 5-minute mark passes, then it starts, you know, re-enabling all the things. Because normally by then I would finally be back on this screen. If I'm ahead of time, that's okay, because really not too many commands should be trying to be played in this 5 minutes. And that way I can make it so that traffic cone, the cactuar attack, throwing and dropping things, I can make it so those things don't happen during the previous screen as well. So, but yeah. So many things I need to work. I'll need to put it on my list of things that I have, you know, in my process of I need to get these things done at some point. There's a number of them, and I'm going to need to try and find the time to do that in between all the times that I'm, you know, trying to stream almost every day that I'm available to. I did make one error in the stream schedule that I released at the start of this morning. I said I was... Like, the stream schedule says that I will be streaming Sunday evening. That's not true. The Twitch schedule and what I had intended was that it would be a stream in Sunday morning instead. One of the things I was also thinking of doing next Monday, because it's a day off for... Well, yeah, it's like a business day off for us because of the King's birthday and such. I was thinking of doing a Sunday morning stream as well. A Sunday morning stream as normal, but then a Monday morning stream as well. So hopefully, remind me later. Hopefully, you know, because Monday morning for me will be like Sunday evening for other peeps. So hopefully that will actually, you know, be a rather nice sort of surprise for some of yous. I am hoping at least. All right, I need to minimize some different nonsense. I need to move this window over to here. Snap view over there. Ignore Twitter because it's got boobies and dicks. Where is TeamViewer, actually? No, not TeamViewer. Task Manager. That's what I should have gotten, is Task Manager. All right. And then once task managers, started responding. Hey, hi there, Nick. Hey, Grant, how's your day been? My day has been fairly all right. There was a dog that came to work today, which was really nice. I was able to pet the dog, so I was able to enjoy my day. He was like a nice big dog as well. He was I think he was a mastiff, not a bull mastiff, but but still, he was a nice big dog. His name was like Maximus or something, and he was absolutely lovely. And the owner, his owner was, taught him very well.
Well, Musky Dog has added quote number 395. Ignore Twitter because it has boobies and ducks.
Exactly. Yep, cool. I've got the right screen on. We're going through more Legend of Zelda. I am going to turn off the intro fighters there. It's still running in the background because I'm going to have it like pop back up again, like if I have to go through a bathroom break.
I just want my duck sucked. Is that too much to ask?
Hello there, 709164. Are you a bot? I don't know if I'm talking to a robot or, something a lot more depressing. Good evening, 709164. You have made it to your allocated Twitch stream. Are you enjoying your day, 709164? Wait, hang on a second. Isn't that the serial number of the dude from Les Miserables? Like, hang on a second. Les Miserables. The Miserables. Hang on a second. Jean something or rather. Story of Jean Valjean, a French peasant and his desire for redemption. Where is his... Because, like, there was a number to him. Hang on a second. Prisoner 24601, 9430. Okay, so it's none of those numbers. Call me Moonwolf. Can I call you... Hang on a second. I can zoom in for this one. Can I call you Moon? I'll just put in Moonwolf as your nickname for me. That way... Hello! Welcome to the stream. Who did the hello? Luna! Hi, Luna! Welcome to the stream. Thank you for the head pats, Hendrix. Welcome. How are you doing? Cookie for Hendrix. I can call you Moon? Excellent. Alrighty. So, I am meant to be working... If you go to Death Mountain where Princess Zelda and Unibo last met, you may be able to find a lead. Alright. So, we need to go and find Princess Zelda. You're a bit annoyed. You're about to go to college, but the bus didn't turn up? Ah. Are you living in the US of A, where public transport is, your best means of traversal? Oh, Jesus! I survived. Where was I in my train of thought? Ah, yes, Moonwolf. Are you in, like, a city where it's like, it's a 15-minute city. If only you were driving everywhere.
Well, Musky Dog has added quote number 396. Oh, Jesus. Sipping time sponsored by Hendrix.
Alrighty then, time to grab my water. Cookie for Sky! You are British. Alright, I gotta remember not to do any terrible accents. Avalon Haas would probably, like, smack the shit out of me if I made any accents from the United Kingdom or Scotland. A Q. This is a stream inspection. Spread your stream so I can see it. Ah, yes. Well, welcome, Disricardo. Welcome to the stream. My name is Grant. I'm a variety streamer. Over here is the chat. Over in the top left corner, anytime someone does an investigation on their cuteness or their himbo ratings, will pop up there. Down here would be the guests. But don't worry, if we don't have any guests, but you want to do TTS bot kind of stuff... Bone Mass Dog, 21%. Nice work, Bone Mass Dog. And this is a slow zoom here. Oh, that's a new icon. I don't remember that one, Nick. That's nice. Wait, is there something in your eyes there, Bone? There's something in your eyes. I swear. It's like Little Ryder the Sausage. But yeah, over in this corner here, you will sometimes notice... Where the hell is he? Nope. Here you go, the robot. Isn't he cool? Isn't he neat? So that's the TTS bot. And then...
Quote 107. I just want my duck sucked. Is that too much to ask?
Yes, it is too much to ask. And then we have, like, cool little sub-goal, because I'm going to be streaming for, like, every day of this month, because I've been streaming for the last 2 years. I haven't yet thought of the incentive for when we reach 100 subs before the end of the month. I don't know. Maybe I'll wear a maid outfit for the remainder of the months. I wonder if that sounds like a good enough goal. Hang on a second. I should check in with an expert. I need to check in with a Twitch
Ricardo
expert.
paid me to say I'm such a cheap TTS bot. Just 100 giblets and I'm all yours.
You can't be saying that, Robot Zeebs. You can't be saying you're cheap. You're not cheap. You are of a high... You are a competitively priced... Hey! Damn it! Luna! No! Luna, don't show my titties out to the new people! Affordable... Yeah, competitively priced, affordable TTS bot. Not a cheap TTS bot. Granted, if I could, I would most certainly do... I would most certainly want to try and make a TTS bot that had, like, the cool, you know, parsable tabs and such. Ah, thank you for pixelating me. This will help me out very much. Isn't anyone coming? Just when I thought help was finally on the way, its poor thing, stinky track broke, and now da-da-da. We gotta figure out a way to get me out of here.
Added quote number 397. Luna, don't show my tits to new people.
Okay, hang on. So that is an entire cart. Wait, unless... Nope, there's nothing in there. Alright, so... A titty-ass bot? No, not a titty-ass bot. Alright, so I need to somehow... create some railing there. Oh. Not exactly how I wanted to make that, but sure. Oop. Why isn't anyone coming? Well, I am. Never fear, for I am here. Alright, so you. No, you. No, you. I have to use this guy's, like, skills for my puzzles. Alright, so. We have rockets, fans, and that dude over there. Bonk. There we go. I am close to coming on fire, but at least I'm not on fire. Railing as an object or railing as a process? Railing as a process, I want to say? Okay, so a little bit of context. I need to try and get that cart there moving. Alright, and it looks like I can use... Huh. Let's have a look. So we can put a... Maybe we could put a rocket on the cart? But, hang on. When I can get in the cart and send it flying, that'll get me back out in a jiffy. Alright. Yeah, looks like I might just need to use the... Alright, hang on a second. I am going to need most likely 2 of them. Let me check out the chest. You can't remember if you had a quote in here? Well, if you check out the, if you check out my Discord, I actually have a channel just for quotes, because there isn't exactly a really good search system with StreamerBot to be like quote, exclamation point quote, and then like a word or a line or something. It won't do regex of like text in the series of quotes, but because I have a Discord channel just filled with all the different quotes that I've had submitted.
314. This is a really tall wiener.
That one was done by Erne Zach. But if you check out my Discord, you should be able to see a quotes channel, and that one there will have like an entry for each one of the different quotes that have been submitted into my channels since the very first one that I did as a tester. And, you can do a search based off word, the author, the game it came from. Should be good. Alrighty, so let's drop... Alright, so I've got like 3 of these guys. I could probably get rid of the one that does the long throw to get this cobble one. Push you up. Alright, now I've got 2 of them. And what I can do is I can put the 2 on the cart. He gets in the cart, and hopefully with the propulsion of 2 of them, he will be able to get out of the our predicament. So we're gonna set him up like so. Whoop. Alrighty, and then... Alright. Try getting into the cart. Alrighty, here we go. Alright. Looks like he made it. Oop. Unbearable heat.
Quote 40. Hey Luna.
Hey Luna. Fireproof lizard, thank you. Oop, thank you for the flint. Alrighty, is this guy happy with me? I can see the outside just a little bit further. Okay. Can I just push this? Serious? Okay, now he's escaped. I guess the rockets needed to just push him a little bit further. Scorn is a really fun one. Ah, yes, there was a lot of weird times in Scorn because of all the body horror stuff. Instead of that, I'll give you what I picked up in the cave. Nice! Just ugly, weird vehicles. Cool. Alright. Yay, we rescued the abandoned laborer. Oop, bright bloom seed. Alright, now I'm fairly sure there was like a roof, but if I can get close to the roof, I might be able to, like using one of the rockets, I might be able to get to the roof and just pass through there with ascend. So, because, yeah, there was a rocket there. Hopefully I can... Nope, won't let me grab it, so I need to pull it out first. And then... There. Ooh. Okay. So that's not going to be an easy... Oh, wait, hang on. what if... Oh. Is this high enough? No, it isn't. Okay, because I reckon with the right tools... Alright, I reckon with the right tools we can get this working. Alright, Alright, here's what we're gonna use. Alright, so we got a battery. Alright, so we got a stake. And let's go with a cart. That way... So we grab the stake here. And we attach it to the end of the cart like so. And then... Oh, cool. It doesn't use, like, any battery to use. Awesome. So that means we can then raise this up. And stick it into there. That should be high enough. Oh, Jesus. Alright. Dash up. Alright. Let's see. Is this high enough? Yeah, it is! Alright, and now we just swim our way up the mountain. I'm a fucking genius, chat. I know I'm Himbo a lot of the time, but sometimes I'm a real fucking genius. And there's a shrine over there. Absolute convenience. Absolute fucking convenience. Alright. Get ready to see some real puzzle solving here. Let me just get some caffeine to get my thinking juices going. Gotta get up in 7 hours, but have a great stream. Oh, sorry, Hendrix, I forgot to say thank you for jumping in. There we go. Alrighty. A controlling device. Oh, easy. You know what would be absolutely hilarious? Fucking 2 of these fellas. You know, just in case. And then... Alright, look at us go. Nice. There we go. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. Hell the fuck yes, chat. A mighty construct bow. Alright, fuck off the Boko to get the mighty construct. And then... Alrighty, and then we've got... Alright, so we got a vehicle here. And... Alright, so we need to somehow kite over there, then. This doesn't seem too hard. Actually, will it let me just... Yep, it will. Awesome. Alright, here's what we're gonna do. Bring this forward, rotate you. And then... make it a proper 3 fan, so then that way we have, you know, we upgrade ourselves from an F12 to like an F14 kind of dealio. Look at us go. And then we go, meow. Fighter pilot. Meow. Doosh, 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 doosh. Prepare for landing. Fucking easy. This was, quite frankly, the easiest one to go through because everything just had controls, and I think they forgot that when you play in the Zoanite, these Zoanite shrines, there is no charge being used on the batteries and such. Like, you'll just go through these with no probs. Yay, and all my hearts are healed. May the light of blessing grant you the strength you seek. Grant. Hi there, Sir Dragon. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing all right. Nice, 63%. Alrighty. So now we're here. And there's a lot of gloom. Reminder for Hylian warriors. The red substance that sprouts from cracks in the ground is called gloom. Avoid it at all costs. Coming into contact with gloom drains your... Yep. I know exactly what that shit is. Oh. Link! Over here! I was ahead of you, I'm pretty sure. Oh, no. Never mind. Pretty sure I was... It's this way. Hello, what's happening here? Things are happening here. We're going through Death Mountain, which is probably going to get us access to the Fire Temple, no doubt. Why did I have to talk to... Like, we could have just gone into the thingy-madoogs. But, okay. Fine.
I think it was near here.
Bone Masked Dog thinks you should do 20 squats.
The princess was standing right here, Goro. And then she gave me this
femur,
fancy
he
mask
says.
to wear around. After that,
Ugh, big stretch.
oh, jeez. It's no use. I can't remember anything that happened after that.
1, 2, 3, 4. Hey, it's Zelda.
There she is, Princess.
5.
Princess Zelda, we need to talk to you. It's dangerous.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That's a huge explosion. 13, 14, 15. What the fuck is that? 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Jesus Christ. Rising from Death Mountain. I thought there was going to be a full-on temple and shit. Whoa, that thing broke out of the crater like it was nothing. Is that marbled rock? Is it alive? And there's 3 of those things. Hang on. No, there are 4. So big. How could something that large appear out of nowhere like that? Never seen anything like this on Death Mountain, Goro. If we don't take that thing out, who knows what will happen to Princess Zelda. But I can't exactly charge at it from down here. Any ideas, Link? Oh! Man, what a convenient thing to have. Here we go.
I can do it!
Just have an entire fucking... Alrighty. Now, the real question...
Here I go! Incoming!
Here we go.
It's attacking! Be careful! Let's
Oh, Jesus!
dodge it next time! I can do it!
Is there any way for me to, like, go faster?
Jump! Here I go! Got it, Goro!
Here we go. And then... Gotcha. Is this all this is? Is just getting up Death Mountain? We did it! We did it! What was that thing anyway? I thought Princess Zelda walked off somewhere around here.
Huh?
Whoa. You don't suppose she fell into that hole, do you? No, you don't get a femur. I did my squats, thank you very much. No femur for you. No femur for you. That would be awful. Come on, Link, let's hurry down there. Princess Zelda, don't worry, we're coming! Yum. Oh, avoid the gloom. There we go. Death Mountain Chasm. Oh, a lot of fucking darkness. Alright, so, good news. So, there is a lot of... No, I'm not giving you my femur. Get away from my femur right now. I don't know how a root is being able to take root here while we have, like, fucking lava everywhere. The light root dispelled the darkness and brightened the surrounding area. It is hot as fuck. Like, look at this place. It's fucking huge. Oh, there he is. Hello. Who knew it would look like this inside Death Mountain? Now that I look closer, I can see a whole lot of those red rocks.
Huh?
Why would Princess Zelda be down here with all this marbled rock roast? Huh? I had to do it, chat.
Huh?
I'm hearing things again, but I mean, you heard that too, right, Link? Because I definitely heard someone speaking just now. Let's see. I think it came that way. Maybe this has to do with Zelda. I've got a heaping pile of questions for her, so let's hurry to where Zelda is. Come! Okay, I actually do need to go to the bathroom, however. Yep, cool. Those things break. Awesome. Oop.
Here I go! Charge!
Oh, and then, yep, we use him.
I can do it! Let's roll!
There we go.
Goro! Charge!
Zonite, awesome. And Brightbird Sleep. Yep, cool, 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 cool. And... okay, I need to go to the bathroom. I'm sorry to say, but I need to go to the bathroom. I thought I could hold it in for longer, but I can't. You're gonna have to deal with an advertisement when I go as well.
Did you see it?
Ahem. 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 We have returned. I have returned. The crying... Oh, the crying actually does shake. I forgot it did that. I will be real with you. I thought the crying just was a solid image, but I could have been just greatly wrong.
Here I go!
Whoop. Alright, so we got a Goro thingy-majiggy there. And we got...
Yeah.
We got ourselves a pachinko machine. Dun. Balls. That's a lot of balls. Do we get them all? Yep, looks like we got them all. Alright. Big wheel, steering wheel, big wheel, steering wheel, batteries. Portable pots. I reckon we got enough.
Yeah.
Ooh, we can pick up some Poe as well. But yeah, I asked in chat, like, back when I went to the bathroom, like, because, you know, I've got the sub goal going off, and I haven't, like, you know, had a 100% thought about, you know, what might be some reasons to encourage people to subscribe to me. And so I asked, like, you know, what are some incentives for subscribing? And Hendrix was nice enough to tell me that the first thing that pops up in their brain is more animated emojis. I don't know. I think there is still there's still a limit to how many you can actually have. I think it's actually relatively low as well, like 5, which I've unfortunately used like all 5 of the slots for Twitch. Better Twitch TV emotes, however, that allows you to, you know, put in a lot more animated emotes. But then there comes the question of, like, you know, is that because, like, the Better Twitch TV emotes work in the channel, like, they're assigned to and such, but they don't, but unless, you know, you have other people wanting to, like, add those to their own channel and such, like, there is no, like, real way of doing that. Or there's no real way of having the other animated emotes, like, being available in other people's channels, unless you can coordinate with them. Alrighty. Mighty. This will be easy enough. Ow.
Uraninazac paid me to say Himbo Prism Power. Make up.
Himbo Prism Power. Oh, the Sailor Moon stuff. I'm not yet good at the modeling side of things to be able to do, like, a Sailor Moon outfit, I'm sorry to say, Uraninazac. The best I could probably do is maybe trying to do an update to the maid outfit and try and do a try and have it so that there's a topless mode because right now, like, you know, you guys can take my shirt off, like, on stream and such like that, which, you know, that can happen while in, like, normal t-shirt attire and such, but there isn't anything for when I'm in a maid outfit. That one I actually have, you know, I have Hyper Himbo and D Himbo still available, but then I have nothing for, ooh, Rainbow Rush time. There we go. All right, here we go. Not you, not you. You. To break those things. So. I can barely see where I'm going. Let's see. Do I... grants a fireproof event, grants a high level from catching fire. Drink this. So then that way I can... Hopefully this stops me from catching on fire. From the looks of it, it does. And I've got 14 minutes in the potion at least, so that's good. And we have an entire fucking, like, town over there. Alrighty. Let's make our way through. I put that because while you were gone, I got 67% Himbo, but 96% cute, so... Sailor Himbo. It would be cool. I don't know how well I could do, like, the Sailor Moon outfit for the Himbo, but maybe, like, one soft idea to do is try and do a topless mode for the maid outfit, but still retain, like, you know, all that, like, you know, topless maid attire. Ow. Ow. I need something that packs a punch. Alright, let's see if this armor shard thing works.
You okay, Goro?
I don't think I am, but okay. There we go. Oh, wait, hang on. I haven't seen this guy before. He's a silver thingamadoogs. Nope. I guess we're taking a picture of his butt. We got a cool horn. You're gonna pass out? Not to worry, Hendrix. Thank you for sticking around as long as you did. I greatly appreciate it. Alrighty. Silver Boss Bokoblin Horn. Deals 37 damage. Let's get this Cobble Crusher. Zonite Shield, can't do anything with that. And there is the whatsamahoozy. There's the tree root. That will give us a little more light in the area. And it will help give us back some of our hearts that are up in the top right, top left there. Drip. Drip, 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 drip. Light root dispelled in the area. Awesome. Cool. And like that, we've got our hearts. Like, we've got the vitality restored. So we can now eat... I just need standard food. Roasted mighty bananas. There we go.
Here I go! Let's move!
Nice. Oh, we've already seen him before, so that's not a problem. There we go. Oop. Alright, what's in here? Mighty Zoanite Shield, more effective with the attached thingamadiggy. Alright, we can take this one out, because the Mighty gives us a lot more. And then there's another route over there we can go to. I am gonna most certainly go to that route there to try and dispel more of the light. And then we can fast travel back. Oh, Jesus. Lava. Did not realize lava was gonna be there. So... Oh, hello. Sup, bird? Hey, a fire wing. I needed that. Alright, let's see. We've got rockets. Wait, hang on. I've got a rocket. Yeah, I've got this one. I've got the rocket shield. I can just use this to shoot my way up, giving me enough of a distance, so then that way I can just, you know, get to... I can close the distance with a glider. Easy. Not that. Was not meant to do that. And there we go. Now there's enough of a distance to make our way to the light route that's there. And drop. And now it's an unbearable heat. More of the darkness has been dispersed. Although now it's an unbearable heat, so I need to put on the actual armor. Where are you? There we go. Fireproof. Okay. So there's another light route over there. And then... Wait, what's over there? Oh, that was just to that thing, which I've already gotten to. Oh, so this is where I've been. Okay. So, need to get over there and then get across. All right, let me just teleport back to that route, and then we make our way forward. Easy as pie. Easy as pie. Alright, so there's that light route up there, which we can't get to. At least not via our normal means. A fan there. A series of hot springs here. Which... Interesting. I suppose we'd use this to, like, make our way across. Looks like. Alrighty. Excuse me while I pick up all this Poe. Alright, pick this up. And... oh, wait, I gotta deal with those guys first. Have you in the fire. Shoot you in the head. Awesome. Easy deaths. Large amount of zonite. Excellent. Alrighty then. Damn it. Well, at least I know what I can do with that fire extinguisher. Oh, I can just... Alright, first and foremost, food. And this time around, we can just go for... I'm gonna go for this hearty elixir. Alright, so there's a root thingy-majiggy up there. There's rails here. Easy enough. Ow. That was a lot of damage. And start spinning around. Hi there, Leon. Welcome to the stream. Hopefully you're doing all right. I am getting easily distracted by the exploration and such rather than actually trying to make my way to the fire temple, which I should be doing. Let me fix that really quickly. This is not fixing it quickly, I will be real with you, but it will shortly. And then get myself a fan. All right, here we go. Boom. And on the rails we go. Hopefully there's nothing broken up ahead, which it looks like there might be.
Goro, charge! Here I go!
Thankfully, that is an easy charge. Awesome. You're doing okay? You're just tearing up a lot lately? Oh, tearing up a lot lately, but they're good tears. Okay, well, so long as they're good tears and not sad tears or manly tears. As long as they're good tears. I am doing relatively okay. I saw a dog today. The dog mate was a highlight of my day. Alright, so we're meant to be going this way.
Goro!
Alrighty, Goro. There we are, Fire Temple. Hi from work. Hello, Wolf Nerd. Welcome to the stream. How is the sneaky viewing while at work? Oh, that's not what I wanted him to do. Excuse me. Quick water. The Fire Temple makes me mighty thirsty. And... oh, is he gonna say it? Is he gonna say it? Is he gonna say it? This is where I heard the voice coming from. Get ready, chat. Never mind. I thought he was gonna say it. Unless he's gonna say it... close to here. What is this place? And why is there something like this inside Death Mountain? Huh. Ah, it's Princess Zelda! Please wait, Goro. I gotta talk to ya. Well, he's not gonna be useful one bit, is he?
Huh?
What the? Where'd she go? Have you ever thought it's just all an illusion? It's probably all just an illusion. Damn, 1 hour lunch break is really good. Like, I could probably go for a 1 hour lunch break, but I normally only go for like half hours. That way I can get out of work sooner.
Huh?
There's something up ahead. Look, I appreciate you doing all that, but there is no need for you to, you know, stop and do your things. Hi there, Velk. you do 1 hours, we all finish at the same time anyway. That is true. Like, if you're a full-time person, they're not clocking your lunch hours. They're paying you for your productivity, not your time. So, especially when it came to, you know, working from home, like, one of the compelling reasons for, you know, why people could resume working from home is just from the simple fact that they were paying you for their productivity, not your time. And she's just stuck in there. Manly tears? Oh, manly tears was like a euphemism back in the day, Leon. Not good, not good. Princess Zelda is stuck inside somewhere. We gotta hurry and help her. But how do we get in there? Oh, I wonder. Maybe we need to find the 4, like, puzzles. The 4 or 5 puzzles. Let's have a look. Also, I just need a... There we go. Alright, sorry. Just had to... Just my balls. Oh no, it doesn't open because we haven't hit all the locks just yet. Whatever will we do?
Oh.
Did you see that? The gate. It moved a little bit now. There's the noise. You hear that? There it is again. Get ready, chat.
Young little rock,
Oh, never mind.
the gate you must pass through is firmly locked with 5 padlocks.
I thought he was going to say come again.
You have the power to unlock them all. Do so, then the gate should open.
Okay, cool. So there's the 5 points there.
Words.
Heed.
Huh?
No denying. I heard it loud and clear this time. But who could it be? And what do they mean by my young little rock? They did tell us how to open the gate, so they can't be bad. They can't be all bad. We gotta do it. What we gotta do is unlock the 5 locks, and then we get out of here. Awesome. Cool. First and foremost, let's have a look. So we've got that one there, and then floor 2, skipping up to 3, and then 5. All right. So let's go for the first floor then. I just have to wear this hot armor this entire time. Alright, so I need to get in there somehow.
Here I go!
Nope. Okay, guess you can't break them like that. Okay, so we are at the ground floor. Alright, so we got all these rails here. And we've got... Alright, there we go. Ooh, interesting. Okay. So now that sets that up. And if we go into this thing...
I can do it! Sure! Goro!
Oh, well, not gonna bother trying to get that fire fruit. Open this thing. By now, you gotta watch some educational stuff. Not to worry, hopefully it's educational. Alright, drop you for the mighty.
Here I go!
And then use you to break the thingy. Which I can't do from here.
I can do it!
Huh. I am about to break this dungeon. Damn it. I thought I was gonna break this dungeon, but I guess not. Bonk. Alright. Here's what we're gonna do. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. All right. Alright, let's see if it'll let me do it like this. There we go. Easy. I probably cheated that one, for all I know, but it did what I needed it to do. Whoa, Link, check it out! What is it? Looks like a gong. Gong. Awesome, first one done.
That must be the first padlock, Link. Oh, therefore...
Alrighty, now we start being cheeky. Thought we could be cheeky. All right, fine. We're gonna continue being legitimate, chat. I was kind of hoping I could do a little sneaky, but I guess not.
Here I go! Let's go! I can do it! Charge!
Well, B's gone. Hey, we got ourselves a horn for that as well. Oh. Okay.
Goro! Let's go! Here I go! Sure!
Alright, hang on a second. So what's special about this particular weapon? In its former state, this hefty weapon knocked out many a foe, decayed, it still packs a punch, and is great for breaking rocks with an increased increased durability. Alrighty. Power. Attach it greatly into it tends to break easily due to its odd shape. Silver horn. Hammer. Alright. Hold this, drop you. Fuse. So then that way the Cobble Crusher gets a cool hammer. Alrighty, so it gives us that. And then this one here.
Here I go!
There we go. I have hundreds of arrows. I can do it the slow way. I can do it the easy way or the hard way. Where's Goro? There you are.
I can do it! Goro!
Goro, you're an idiot some days.
Let's move! I can do it! Goro! Here I go! I can do it! Goro!
Oops. That's not what I wanted to do. There we go. Well, I avoided most of that with my method. Don't know why they thought it should have been done that way, but it worked.
3 to go. Let's.
Yay, 3 to go.
Here I go. Let's.
All right, so now that should give us access to just making that kind of a platform, I see. But I can just do this. Alrighty then. We then hop onto you, hit this.
I can do it.
Meow. Ooh. Okay, so I don't have the Mark IV soldier construct. Oh, that's not a soldier, that's a captain. Interesting. Let me just beat you up. Flame Emitter Club and a Mighty Bow, thank you. Captain's Horn Mark IV. Excellent. Alright, rockets and fire extinguishers, thank you so much. Open this chest. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. Alright, so we got all kinds of carts that can get us to different levels. And then we have this thing in the center. Yep, that's what we want. Alrighty. Oh, so now there's an up and down. Nice. All right, so
Here I go.
That's not exactly what I wanted to do, I'm sorry to say. You're watching more Sailor Moon and you have so many thoughts on the first season. Isn't the Magna Carta of Sailor Moon, like, isn't she married to the Hunter x Hunter manga carta as well? My goodness, whoever is going to be their kid is just going to have a lot to live up to. Alright, sit here. Slowly but surely climb up this thing. Were they expecting me to be able to, like, just climb up all this to avoid some of the troubles? Most likely. Alright, so now I need to hit the gong there. And the best way to do that is grab this piece. Alrighty, and then aim. You. Yoshihiro Togashi and Naoko Takui. Wait, no, Takeuchi. Naoko. Correction, 2 children. 2 kids. Alright, well, if one of them fails, then the other one can pick up the slack. That's probably not how they're actually raising them. I'm just being facetious. Alright, grab you. And we are gonna angle you onto this one. Alright, let's see if the math checks out. Yes, it does. The math continues to check out. No, you should be using minecarts. Ascend, go up. Alright, so we got another one down there. And we just need to go up to the 3rd floor, most likely, once we're done in this area. Yep, most likely.
Here I go! Charge!
There was probably a better way to go around this. Like, they probably wanted me to go in order, so then that way, when I got back down to the bottom here, then I would have, you know, been able to walk to that gate. But I'm dumb. Sometimes I'm a genius, sometimes I'm not. It's just how the cookie crumbles some days. Alright, not really interested in that particular chest. Cookie for Ernizak. I didn't say cookie, but sure. Bonk. Alright, what's in this chest? Soldier Reaper 4. I will absolutely take that. Let me drop the Flame Emitter Cub. The Flame Emitter Club, not Cub. That was weird. Alright, alrighty. Oh, that's the way the cookie crumbles. I forgot I said that earlier. Oh, Jesus. Alright, drop down here. Just so then that way I fully recover on all of my stuff. All right, I'm gonna need to wear this for a short amount of time. Nope, won't help me here. But that will. Let's see how we go. Man, this ascend ability is probably going to break some progression. Alright, jump. And we glide this way. There we go. Ooh, hang on. Why isn't that in position correctly?
Goro!
Nope, that don't do it. Alright, there we go. Easy. I just need a cart with the fan on now. There we go. Fan. They probably weren't expecting me to just use a whole heap of arrows to try and, like, you know, get across. Let's see how we go.
Here I go!
I didn't mean to just grab him. I was meant to pick up this. 31-year-old spoiler, but it baffles me that Sailor Moon becomes the Moon Princess. Wait, Sailor Moon being the Moon Princess was treated like a plot twist? I think, like, the time in which Sailor Moon was released, a lot of people would have thought that the Sailor Moon was an emissary to the Sailor Princess, was some people's thoughts on, like, the whole hierarchy and process. That might be how some people were trying to think about it. Interesting. What in the world is this? Alrighty, let's have a little... Alright, there we go. So that sets that. And then... Oh, no, hang on. I see what they're doing now. No, never mind. I don't see it. There we go. And then grab the fan, rip you off, pull you back, and slot you onto here. Now we have a rail that will be able to go continually whatsamahoozy. There's a subplot where the girls think Sailor Venus? Oh. Don't know what to think about that. Maybe I do need to, like, read Sailor Moon to, like, get with what you're talking about and such. Like, is the anime, like, a faithful adaptation, or is it not that faithful near the end? Because I know there was a lot of anime that got made where it started outpacing the manga issues, so then they just had to come up with their own conclusions. Alrighty, let's have a little look. So... Alright, next one is right over there along the 5th floor. We're currently on the 4th. We need to get up to the 5th. I am going to take the wild imagination that we could probably get to the 5th floor by literally climbing it. That is my first and easiest guess on the matter. I just need a rocket.
Here I go! Charge!
The 90s anime? No, the manga debuted in 1991. Manga began in 1992. It was published once a month. Okay. But did the manga conclude is the question. Is it, like, that's the question. Has it concluded or not? There we go. Probably didn't think I could do that, did you?
I can do it!
Each and every time it thinks it can do it, but it doesn't.
That's all the locks, Link! The door should open now. Let's go.
Now, how did they expect me to come up here before?
Here I go! Charge!
If I was a rich man, na 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 na. See, I would have all the money in the world. Da 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 da. Oh, I could have grabbed these things. Then that way there could have been like an upward rail thingy-majiggy, and then he would have, like, you know, been able to, you know, shoot upwards. That could have worked. Alright, Nyom. Na 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 na. See, here we go. The anime ended after 200 episodes, but the manga concluded, so they end very differently. Okay, I think I'll go for the manga then. If I was gonna read anything, it would be the manga. It opened! We could smash those red rocks and rescue Zelda! Yes, good for you. Alrighty. So we need to smash that particular rock, and I imagine the way he wants us to do it is going to one of these thingy-madiggies and having him do like a full 180 rotation like so. There we go. Both ended in 1997. Ah, okay.
Where's Zelda?
Zelda! Now we have to deal with
That's
a weird gloom eye.
big.
No biggie. We just can't use bombs while we're in a really hot climate because otherwise the bombs explode right in our faces. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. It's a Panic at the Disco.
Inside the monster?
No, Zelda's not inside the monster. Zelda, like, time warped away or some shit like that. So it's not, that's not what's happening here.
Link! We've got to save her, Goro!
On it, you know, just do your thing, hit all the legs.
Here I go! Those legs will hurt if they hit you! Be careful, Goro!
Where's our buddy?
Look out! I can do it! Watch out! That rock exploded! Look out! Whoa! Get back! Here it comes! Look out! Here it comes! Goro! Look out! Here I go! Let's go! It's our chance, Goro! Above us! Look out! Run away! Now's your chance! It's so strong!
Alright, I guess I can't stick up there.
Here I go! Goro! Now's our chance, Goro!
Got him! In 2014, the Oh, the Sailor Moon Crystal! I remember that being released, and one friend wasn't like 100% a fan of it and missed the classic intro that we got. So, I remember that. I didn't watch all of it. I think I watched like a little bit of the first episode and that's it. Did it! Dun 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 dun. Yay! We get another heart. Dun 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 dun. And a piece of the whatsamahoozy tier. It's another tier of the kingdom. I thought it was a good one. Alrighty, give me that heart. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. I must be close to making a full row at this point. I must be close. Oh, Dayman. Ah, fighter of the night, man. Ah, master of karate. Sorry, I was thinking of a completely irrelevant song to this. Absolute different.
Little rock.
I've heard that voice. Are you the one who's been talking to us this whole time, Goro?
Yes, I am your ancestor from a time long past. I served the first king of Hyrule as a mighty warrior, and as a sage who, like you, could command fire. You fight using your body as a weapon. Impressive. You are my descendant, the pride of the Gorons. You defeated that monster, the source of those foul rocks. But it was the Demon King who summoned it. He sent that monster to keep you from obtaining the stone you just found. My secret stone.
Secret stone? Demon King?
Ooh.
So this is the first you've heard of any of this. Then listen carefully to what I have to say. Let me tell you about the imprisoning war and the duty of our people. Many years ago, in the kingdom of Hyrule's earliest days, a great evil, the Demon King, sought to conquer the kingdom and kill everyone who resisted his rule. Rauru, the first king of Hyrule, rose up to oppose him, along with me and 5 other warriors. And to fight the Demon King, Rauru trusted us with secret stones. Incredible artifacts that amplified our powers. I stood beside my fellow sages as the Sage of Fire, stronger than ever with my secret stone. However, we were no match for the Demon King. Even my strongest blows weren't enough to break him. Rauru understood that we couldn't overcome the Demon King. In one last brave act, our leader sacrificed himself to imprison that monster.
That was the imprisoning war.
And then sometime later, the Sage of Time, one of the 6 sages, came to me. Her visit would set the Goron's duty in stone.
The magic restraining the Demon King will be undone.
We were told all this in the previous 2 dungeons we went through.
A noble swordsman named Link will oppose him. But Link will need help. Lend him your power, your fire, The Goron's mastery of fire.
In that moment, the duty of the Goron people was clear. I'd like nothing more than to smash the Demon King. I swear that when the Demon King returns, the Sage of Fire will awaken again. The Goron Sage and the Goron people will fight alongside your swordsmen. And that's what you need to know about the imprisoning war and of our people's duty. You saved Goron City, but the Demon King is still out there. Yunovo, Little Rock, take up my secret stone and honor the pledge I made to the Sage of Time long ago. Fight alongside the swordsman. Link.
So, it's my duty to help you fight?
Another spirit for ourselves.
And he wants me to inherit this? Really? I don't know if I'm nearly as great as my ancestor was. But then, if I don't help out, I'd be letting everyone else down. There's no way I'll let that happen. I can do this!
Woo! You can do it! Hey, we now get a new Fire Sage. Fucking mint. Cool belt.
I am the Sage of Fire! I've got an awesome new power, Goro!
Cool.
Link,
Dun,
hold
dun,
out your fist.
dun, 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 dun. Size difference, right fucking there.
You can count on the Sage of Fire. I'll fight by your side till the very end.
With my fist.
Take this. It's proof I stand with you.
Dun, 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 dun. He's giving us the fire. The fire within is ours. Yay.
With that ring, you'll be able to call on my power anytime, Goro. I promise, I'll be strong enough to fight beside you, no matter what happens. Okay,
Excellent.
let's head back.
Absolutely. Oh no, they took the rock crack. Now the real question, will they actually just like, will their like addiction just die alongside all this gloom rock, or are they, you know, just gonna be angry? Nope, they kicked the addiction. Who knew they had the power in them? I certainly didn't. Dun. Dun. Gerudo! Meanwhile, this guy's just upsetties. I can hardly believe you making me worry like that. I oughta... Please don't be mad at President Yunabo. It's okay, Slurgo. I'm the one who made such a mess of things after all. If I'd just been more careful. You said you'd put Goron City back to normal, and you did. You're the hero of Gorgon City. You were when you made Yunabo Co, and you still are now. Hi there, Blackwing. Hi there, Rudy. Rudy is like the 30th person here. Where is the withdraw? Exactly. There is no withdraw. This is a fucking fantasy video game where addiction just ceases to exist when you destroy the components. Man, if only that worked in real life. The removal of such addiction would just make you no longer addicted. I would very much enjoy that. And we have to thank you too, Link. You got rid of the marbled rock roast and smiles are coming back to Goron City. I keep imagining what might have happened if you hadn't broken that mask. Oh no, I can't even think about it. Princess Zelda wasn't angry we ruined the mask, was she? Actually, we weren't able to catch up with her. It was all so strange. Now that I think about it, it seemed like she was walking towards that giant monster by choice. After that, we didn't see her again. President Yunabo, do you think that maybe Princess Zelda is one of the bad guys? What do you mean? Like, maybe the giant monster was pretending to be Zelda. No way! Hang on. Come to think of it, the person my ancestor referred to as the Sage of Time, she said she wanted to help the swordsman Link. Now that I think about it, that was definitely Zelda. I don't know why or how she was in the past, but whatever the case is, that means the Princess Zelda we saw was an impersonator. And that impersonator is making a bad name for our Princess Zelda. That's no good. We gotta find them and pummel them. I'll ask my guys at Yunabo Co to search the area around the city for any leads on the princess. Even if you're not here with me, we'll still be connected, Link. You can count on me. Woo! The enthusiasm great and all, but let's not go digging up any more weird rocks. You got that, President Yunabo? Yerg. Dun 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 dun. Yunabo of Goron City complete. Lizard Lakes. I remembered something about the other Zelda. When we were mining Marbled Rock on the north side of Death Mountain, she said something kind of funny. She told me not to go near the Lizard Lakes. Bit surprised to hear the word Lizard Lakes coming out of your craw. Don't hear much about them lakes these days. One brother hunts what the other brother hides. Two lizards fighting over what's inside. Lizard Lakes are actually lizard brothers. Searched high and low for them back in my younger years. Always thought treasure might be somewhere. Then on your hunt, Death Mountain blew its top. Was covered in lava before you could say boom. You've forgotten about your search of lakes. That's it. Talking about this has made me all worked up. It's been a real long time. And his back is aching again. Alright, so there's 2 lizard lakes. What's this guy's side quest? The full moon shone on the ground there. Oh, it was a beautiful sight. Gotta get that back there. I'll follow you on this one. Was counting on a full moon. We're both born from the same, so you could say we're rock brothers. Born in a cave, but the full moon sun shone so brightly, lighting up the darkness of the cave. It was a mystical thing, to say the least. I remember thinking it was weird that it was the middle of the day and not night. I was just a baby, but I still remember it. The other thing I recall is that it was happening somewhere at Lake Verona in the Eldon Canyon, but that's it. Memory's fuzzy. Can you remember anything else? Nope, nothing. Maybe if I could see a picture or something that shows that full moon shining on the ground. Maybe I'll just stare at a map until I remember or something. Cool. Alright, and then that's an inn.
Sabak.
10 rubies for 1,300. Yes, I will most certainly sell that. Sapphires, cool. Let's see, rock salt, cane sugars. I'll take all of them because I don't have any. Grab all the Goron spice I can get. Take all the fire fruits. Take all the arrows. Almost bought everything out of there. Welcome back, Sky. Unless... Oh, Sky was probably just lurking. Alright. Adventure log. So we got this moon gazing. We got the hidden thingy-majiggies. A stone talus. Somewhere over there. Alright, use that to thingy-majiggy. Big spender. Absolutely, I'm a big spender. Abso-fucking-lutely. Abso-fucking-lutely. Alrighty. Oh. Oh, this is the ring to tell me about the fact that I now have this spirit with me. Granted me the power to summon the avatar. Cool. Alright, let me get the glide suit. And... this away is... Whee! Kicking me off from everything, then lagging horribly. Ah, okay. Wait, aren't you in the States? Shouldn't you have, like, the uber good internet because you're in the United States? Or am I thinking of the wrong Sky? Alrighty. Alrighty, so I just need to get to that platform there, and then I can start doing the... Meow. Meow. Cool. And, alright, so we hit the thingy, and then, alright. Ow. Ow. Dick. The world! Oh. There we go. Defeated. Easy. Did it. All good. Success. #1 victory royale. Yeah, Fortnite, we're about to get down. Get down. 10 hills on the board right now. Alright, we're gonna put it on this fella here. Alright, keep the hammer. Alright, so that's the horse thingy-majiggy there. We did the stone talus thing. The Molduga is some weird worm, I imagine. A picture in the snowfields, moon gazing, a treasure, cash in on ripened flint, which we can't do. Manny's beloved, where are the wells? The Pome thingy-madoogies. Alright, the Lake Helia thingy-madoogs. Filling out the compendium, CC secret, Team CC, restoration project. Let's do the restoration project. Where are yous? You should be down here. Because I think that was the project they want us to do, is over there. Magic teleportation. Magic. Excuse me. I'm probably going to be doing a lot of yawning in the next few weeks, or next few nights. Alrighty. So, we have slowly but surely been restoring this village to its former glory. I just need to find out where the fancy dude is.
Night Skijum thinks you should do 20 squats.
Night Skijum. Alrighty, let me drop down here and let's do the 20 squats. Alright. Big stretch. Big stretch. Sometimes it says your name right. Night Schism. Alright, here we go. Ugh. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Thank you for the 20 squats. Restaurant is the only one that needs fixing. Last one. Alright. So, I think we need to clear the boxes and get the tree stump in there. Center pillar is broken, we've got to repair it. Place a log from the palm tree through the hole in the roof and floor. Pick a trunk that looks like a straight one. Cool. Sounds good. There's a relatively straight one right there. There we go. It's perfect! I couldn't have found a better pillar to place myself. Leave the rest to me. There we go. Loud noises. Get a load of this handiwork. Talk about a perfection. Talk about a perfect restoration job. The old building skills are still sharp as nails, baby. Now all we gotta do is wait for the owner to return and... Hey, I'm dreaming. Wow, but it was all broken before. Look, Suda, our house. It's all better now. I just came to check on my restaurant and my house. I was worried about them. Was it you? Did you fix them? Thank you so much. Please, I want you to have this. Tough seafood fried rice. Ooh, seafood fried rice. All of the dishes we serve at our restaurant. This is the one I'm most proud of. Please stop by anytime you're hungry. I'll treat you to the meals the likes of which you've never tasted before. As for now, Azura Bay is open for business. Excellent. We should have done all the different homes and restaurants here. Every last building in the village is as good as new. How can I ever thank you? A feast is most certainly in order tonight. A feast! Awesome. We did it, chat. I was restoring stuff like off stream, but I left the restaurant for last, so then that way I could do that on stream. In case there was something cool like this about to happen. The day the pirates attacked and overran the village, I was desperate to get everyone to safety. Before I knew it, our beloved home was gone. After everyone fled, the only sound coming from Lurelin village was the sound of monsters. I never thought, never dared dream, I'd live to see the day we could all laugh together again like this. This moment right now, it's all thanks to you. Of course, I am extremely grateful to Bolson as well. No, there's no need to thank me. After all, when I first drifted into this village, you all welcomed me with open arms, didn't you? The work I did here, it's just as... Yep, cool, thank you. This village owes you a debt. In fact, I think it's safe to say that you are this village savior. Now, I talked about this with the rest of the folks around here, and we do not have enough money or treasure to repay you for saving our home. But the treasure we do have, well, it's this village, and everyone in it. So from now on, we'll do everything we can to share our hospitality with you.
Aye.
For the village savior, I will provide a bed for free anytime. You're also welcome to eat at the restaurant as much as you like, free of charge, of course. The village savior may not need to test his luck, but I'm sure it'll be fun to play a treasure chest game once in a while. Please, feel free to take anything you find in the village. Oh, I'm awash with emotion. I can't hold back anymore. Look lively. It's time for the... Are they going to do a dance number? It looks like they're going to do a dance number. Lurelin Revival Dance! Dance! Just do the fucking... There we go. Alrighty then. You can stay for free. You can use, or if you would like to experience our calming salt bath, I'll do the salt spa, which requires 5 rock salts. Here you go. Let's keep going until noon. Pamper me, please. There we go. Hello. There we go. Hey, and any extra hearts we do is on the next line.
Glug, 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 glug.
Alrighty then. Part of me really wants to piss, but I'll take a drink. Thank you for the hydrate. If I have to keep pissing, it's your fault. Is there a boat? Cookie for Nick. I remembered you mentioning your name was Nick, and I have it as like a nickname thingy-majiggy. What's in this? Yay, blue rubies. Aw, it's Bilson and what's-mahoozy. Giving the wings a stretch after a lot of work is the best. I'm glad I came to this Lurelin place for a break after all the effort with the Skyview Towers. Just take it all in. The smell of the sea, that fresh scent off the waves. We just don't have that where we're from. So true, so true. I find it so wonderful. Bilson, I get the sense that you and we might have a lot in common. It's not every day I meet another Rito who'd like to take to a place like this. The smell of the waves really unruffles my feathers. So relaxing. I've heard of it called a briny brocade, the scent of the fruits of the sea. Crabs, fish, blue shell crabs. Mmm. Fresh seafood all around. Yay. Alright, now there should be a boat somewhere. If I could use a boat, that would be very nice. Is it gonna be this thing? My only way to trade! Without that boat, I guess I'm just stuck. Oh, you're Link! I returned to my village when I heard the pirates disappeared. Who'd think I'd bump into you here? Well, unfortunately, I don't really have time to chat. The thing is, my boat's gone, and with it, how I get my trading done. I don't know where it's gotten to. All of the boats in the village are gone too, and so I can't find a replacement for it. I'm sure that because of the mayhem the monsters caused, they all got washed out to sea. Things that float away from our village often wash up on Tenoko, an island off the eastern coast. Maybe they're there. Of course, Tenoko Island is way out to sea, and I don't have a boat. To get the boat, seems like I'm stuck then. I'll never be able to reopen my shop. I sell some things you can find only here, and my customers are eager to see me get my shop up and running. I just need to get my hands on a boat. A boat. Tenoko Island, which is... It's not that. Davy, Knuckle, Ankle, Tingle. Whim, the bay, a lagoon. Ah, there it is. Tenoko. So they're talking about that island there. Now, if I use this fella, however, I should be able to get to where I need to go. All right, hopefully it's not too cold. All right, so I need to go where the blue is, which is over there. Anything useful in you? No, not really. All right. Alrighty. Alright. I have a plan. This is a good plan. I have a plan, Arthur. You always have a plan. This is a good one. Alrighty, let's see. Can I... get to the island quicker via falling. So that gives me the extra distance, and then I can go down like this. Fighter pilot! Doosh! Concentrated fire! Ooh, I'm gonna make it. And... Made it. Alright, so batteries and a fan. And there's a giant plug. Ooh, I got an idea. I just need a rocket. There we go.
Go suck a lemon.
You go suck a lemon, Furry Cures. Got myself a Karoke seed for my troubles. Haha. Alrighty. I now have all these boats. Alrighty. Fan. Steering stick. Fan. Alright, here's what I think we're gonna do, is we're gonna create a number of platforms to hold multiple boats together. That way we can hold 3 boats at once. This should be good. I have a plan, Arthur. You always have a plan. This is a good one. There we go. So we got a rocket there. We put a battery here. Battery there. Oh, we got another rocket we can use. All right, so we're gonna grab this rocket and put you on this fella here. Oh, this is gonna be such a fucking... This is gonna be a fast boy, I can tell. And then... put you there. Can you dig it, chat? And then I need to take out a steering wheel. There we go. Oh, wait, no, hang on. All right, Okay, so what I should do is instead, let me take the rockets off. I'm gonna put the fans on the fins. Like so. And then we put the rockets on, because the rockets are gonna like disappear after a time. So, and because we only have 2 of them, I'll put them on the edges. There we go. And then... we grab this fella here. And then... donk. And then we grab this fella. And we put you on here. Alrighty then. Chat, this is gonna be fucking incredible. Alright. You ready for my genius? Boom! There we fucking go! Because we have to go around the cape, past Sokka Point, and then once we're past Sokka Point, then we'll be able to, Okay, I was hoping for the rockets to get me a lot further than this. Alright, so yeah, so we're gonna approach the crescent, and then I'm gonna pick up the boat and move it to the other side. Come on. Maybe I need to do like 3 rockets. I'm gonna need a lot more rockets. We're gonna need a few more rockets. Yeah, a lot more rockets. Here we go. All right, push you forward. And then... we just need to be careful of a few rocks. Alrighty, here we go. So, first and foremost, rockets. Alright, so there's our first 2. And then we put the next ones over there. Oop. Hopefully we don't do any twisting nonsense, but we should be good. So 2 there. And then... Another one there. And then finally, our 10th one. No, not the blood moon. Not right now. I'm busy being an engineering genius.
When the glow
Blade
of the
of the
blood-stained
blood-stained moon shines upon the land.
the aimless.
Give me back my... There we go. Alrighty, chat. Here we go. Get ready. Boom! Oh, there's the village. I wonder if I get extra reward for giving him like 2 boats instead of just 1. Giving him 3 boats instead of just 1. Speed! Unfortunately, the rockets do not last very long, but given the amount of distance I was able to cover, I still think that was pretty good. Now then. Slowly, but surely. Oop. Don't worry, chat. I can navigate this nonsense. Let me just grab this. Nyom. Get past some of those rocks. Come on! Nyom. Yep, cool. All 3 of them are running.
What?
Is that a boat? Over there! Bring that boat! I found a boat for me. Such generosity with swift actions. If you'll excuse me for a bit. Need this part, and then that goes there, and then, get that out of the way, and ta-da! We have a boat. That's a cool boat. Ta-da! What do you think? I'm gonna call this fine vessel the Everlaving Mubs. Something about it gives it a name really makes it more important to me. Here, take this. It's the least I can do after you help me reopen my store. Yay, a light fragment. This is a very rare thing you can't buy anywhere. I don't sell star fragments either, but my shop does try to stock rarer things you can't find elsewhere if I can. I take pride in my goods, so please, come back to shop whenever you like. Awesome. Welcome, welcome. Want some fish? Caught just this morning, still flapping their flippers. Without your help, we could never have opened the shop back up. So load up, okay? You earned it. Of course, we don't take money from the generous soul who rebuilt our thingy-majiggy. Help yourselves to anything in the store. Clean us out if you like. Neat. Come again. Alright, give me the Octo Eye. Iron Shell Crabs. I'll take them all. And the Mighty Porgy. I will take that. They're probably going to get upset at one point when I, you know, take all their stuff for free, but it ain't happening right now. What is that emote? Oh, to their sky. Alrighty. Adventure logs. So we've done all those. Message from the ancient era. Master Koga of the Yiga clan was another one to do. Regional phenomenons. All right, so we got one more to do. Dragon Tears. You visited all 11 geoglyphs and witnessed all the memories in the Dragon Tears. Afterwards, a light dragon appeared above you and shed a new tear. The tear seems to have fallen in the Wrist Peninsula. Oh yeah, I need to go to the Wrist Peninsula. There. Thankfully, I do not need to go very far to get to it. Also, you just have a really cursed mlam. Mlam. Woo. Alrighty. New tier. We are about to dive into the memories of a dragon. It's like the Echo in Final Fantasy XIV. Don't think too hard about it. It's gonna do something similar. Ow. Flashbang. I don't wag my tail, so I can't... So there's no point in getting such an emote that I can't do. What's going on here?
Was that the sword that seals the darkness? The blade that shatters so easily against my power cannot save you from me.
The sword will continue to gain strength if bathed in sacred power.
Oh, cool. I do not remember this conversation.
The sword becomes.
After all, you possess more than power over time. You have a sacred power that can dispel evil.
To swallow a secret stone is to become
There's
an immortal
goat.
dragon, one blessed with eternal life.
Minoru, I'm counting on you.
Are you gonna turn into a dragon? It sounds like you're gonna turn into a dragon. Oh, and that's the Puripad we got. And then that's the Master Sword we took.
Link, I will restore the Master Sword for you. I will care for it until the time comes. I will pour my sacred power into it. It will be the weapon that defeats the Demon King.
Uh-huh.
To become an immortal dragon is to lose oneself.
You must.
She's gonna turn into a dragon. Now, is this gonna be a really good transformation, or are they just gonna cut to... Ooh. Oh, that's not turning into a dragon. That's just launching a fucking nuke. Oh, there we go. There's the dragon. there's the dragon. And then there's her. And then there was her tier. There was like 11 of them around the map. Looked like there was like almost 5, you know, with each of those things. So that's why we're seeing some of the memory through the tiers, is because that was Zelda, who's now just a fucking dragon. And there's the 4 guardians previously. Wait, did they turn into dragons as well? Because the there's like 4 other like there's that light dragon that they mentioned in the description and what we just saw just then, but there's also like other dragons, you know, going around the map. There's like 3 of them, I think, as well. And these are all the Silent Princess flowers. And that's Zelda. Zelda's a dragon and Link is building things for people. I know it's not the... There we go. All right, so we need to find a way onto that dragon there, which they're still calling the light dragon instead of, you know, Zelda, which is... I'm pretty sure the light dragon is Zelda. Unless they're going to be doing some weird timey-wimey shit where we're going to get a Princess Zelda that is between the events of, you know, our Zelda who, like, fell into the void and traveled back in time, and that Zelda that went back and, you know, stabbed herself with the whatsamahoozies. All right, so first and foremost, the Hyrule Compendium. 3, 2, 1. Fluxes 1, 2. All right, so all right, we need to find the light dragon in our long list of whatsamahoozies. There we go. I don't know why they would set it as a sensor. A spirit has taken the form of this giant dragon inhabiting the upper reaches of the sky. It is named for its shining gold mane and gleaming scales. It looks divine as it soars through the sky, giving off a soft glow, and its presence is comforting somehow. Cool. So. Alrighty, so that's where they are right now. So, we're gonna head to that shrine, look back at the trigger thingy-majiggy. Hopefully they'll be near that marker after the teleportation is done. She's just vibing as a dragon right now. We don't know whether she's retained her memories or not, but, you know, we'll give it a try. We'll see if she remembers shit. All right, so first and foremost, we're going to put on our glider outfit. And then... All right. All right, so she should be somewhere over there. There she is.
Go suck a lemon.
You go suck a lemon. There she is, just vibing. Dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun. Da da dun dun da 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 dun 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 dun. Oh Jesus! There we go. All right. So this is her. Alrighty. We're gonna put on the... Alright, so we got the hero. We got the cap of time. We've got the wind. Is that the wind? Yeah, so we got the wind. We got time, and then we got hero. Let's go with the hero. Alright. Here we go. Oh, she's upset. Oh, I need to hold on. Holding on for dear life. We're just trying to get this thing out of your hair, okay? Just let me have it, please. Mine. Please. Wait, are we just gonna see Zelda pop up in front of us on the nose of the dragon? Oh, no, never mind. We're gonna just have it slightly loosen. Ooh. Ah. Pretty.
Link.
Certified Legend of Zelda moment.
Link. The Master Sword. Your sword. She is the key to destroying the Demon King. He defeated her before, but a long slumber will heal these grievous wounds. And when you two next face the Demon King, you will have my strength to help you through her.
Uh-huh.
You are our final hope. I pray this sword reaches you in the future.
It is a really bright fucking past. There we go. Nice. Did that just put us back on the Temple of Time? The Master Sword, the legendary sword that sealed the darkness. Its corruption was healed by its time with the Light Dragon. The blade gleams with a sacred luster that can oppose the Demon King. Nice. So we're now back at the Temple of Time. The Light Dragon's all the way over there. We're probably not going to be able to get to it very easily. Because I'm going to be real, I wanted some parts from you. Alrighty. Okay, so you're not too far. I can't exactly get to you from there. Alright. Auto build. And let's get... Where's my rockets? There's my rockets. All right. So put you there, and then set you down. Reverse this. Nyom. She is really really fucking high up. You gonna shoot her down with those? I'm gonna try and shoot her down with one of these, yes. Who knows how successfully this will go? Because here's the other problem as well, is at some point, this craft is gonna disappear. It's just gonna stop running. Yeah, I'm gonna run out of power. I need to get closer to the tail and get some height. Unless this thing is just gonna disappear on me. Oh, shit. Crud, no, nope. So I'm probably not gonna get to her. Where is she now? Alright, so how fast is she moving? Not too fast? Wait, oh, there's the dragon. Damn it. Well, I'm probably not gonna be able to do that. Alright. First things first. We're gonna go to a Great Fairy and upgrade some of our equipment. Probably not gonna be able to do much with the... Alright, I need to get to that thingamadiggy there. So wait, do I actually have the... Yes, I do. Awesome. It doesn't really have any stats on it, however, so I have no clue how much damage it will cause. Oh, Great Fairy! Hi, beautiful. Alright, first and foremost, so we can enhance these fellas here. Getting them up to level 3, which I think would be a good thing to do, because one of the things we can do is we can infiltrate the what's-a-mahoozy peeps. Oh yeah, I forgot to share, like, sorry, I skipped that. So the fairy first blows us a kiss. Next, she kisses her finger and, you know, taps us on the head. Then she gives us a big smooch, which we were not ready for. This is the 4th enhancement. Get ready. So that happens. Good. All right, and then perfect. So yeah. Da-da-da-da-dun.
Furry Cures 1221 thinks you should do 20 squats.
Alright, and then we got that thingamadiggy there. That one's amber. This one's opals. Cannot enhance that item. Cannot enhance that item. Ooh, but we can enhance those. We can't enhance those because that requires firing. This requires Gibdo wings. That requires gloom shit. Alright, so that requires Ice Breath, Tail, and Sapphire, which we are most certainly going to upgrade to max, because we're going to need to wear that for the heat resistance. Replace the big lady with the Himbo Zeebs. Lol. Yeah, just fucking grab them and sink them into the ocean. Alright, here we go. Squats time. Big stretch! Alright, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. There we go. Thank you for the 20 squats. Alright, yep. I wasn't able to enhance those previously because I didn't have the fish for it. I don't like how she's moaning as you're squatting. Lol.
Night Skyjam paid me to say I'm off to bed, you big Z. Have a good night.
Not to worry, Sky. You have a good night as well. Sweet dreams. Alright, so... I would need to head to Garud. The Gerudo, sorry, next. Da-da-da-dun. Alright, so... Oh, I could enhance this another level if I wanted to. Hyrulean trousers. Actually, color me curious. What happens if those things... you get up to the second level? Because normally when things get up to a second level, they have like a group bonus thing. So... And the tunic isn't really all that... like... that Hyrulean wear isn't really all that special. And then... let's have a look. Yep, skip all this. I don't have the rest of the barbarian armor. And I don't have the fierce deity. Cap of wind, tunic of wind, trousers of wind. Alright. Bye-bye. Alrighty. Let's have a look. What happens when we put this attire on? Nothing happens. What happens if we put this attire on? Nothing happens. This should give us a group bonus. Yep, this makes us unfreezable. That gives us the heat resistance. So... alright. For some reason, I put a marker there. The Yiga clan hideout. And then the Mayayat shrine. Zelda's Wish, Tears of the Something or Rather, number 16, 15. There is a number of cutscenes missing. There's a number of memories missing. Kogo went to the abandoned Gerudo mine. You can get there by following a nearby series of statues through the depths. I could probably also... let's see. So, Master Kogo of the Yiga clan. He's found there. So, if I can somehow... although... I got an idea. I have a plan, Arthur. I have a plan. Alrighty. Boom. I don't really have anything for the cold. Alright, so I put that on, and then... alrighty. We're gonna head to the Yiga hideout. And zoom. All right. Let's see. Will this let me in?
Ah.
Teach you some cool moves to join us to become part of the collective in secrecy. Maybe then we'll teach you. Now go away. And yes, I'm kind of being cheeky. All right, come. I love how it's just like checks the hole. All right, yeah, let them in. How managed to visit all three impens at the site lease. Linchpin of the Yiga clan's subterranean expansion. It's where we train our members, develop our special vehicles, and do whatever else needs doing. That's it for the explanation. You'll figure things out if you keep your eyes open. Awesome, cool, thank you, will do. All right, what do you got? Need a weapon? Ah, okay, so if I wanted to get, like, the 8-fold stuff, what can you give me? You love your little spikes. Anyone ever tell you it's rude to stare? Don't tell me you're here to get some spikes of your own. Spike shopping. Never mind. I love how they have no questions while I'm holding, like, Zonite gear. Ooh, I will most certainly buy all of those. 4 bundles. I get 40 arrows. And then the duplex. Alright, I need to get rid of something. Drop this. Then pick up the duplex blow, because that's 2 arrows doing 14 damage each, which is better than, you know, a singular bow doing only 1 arrow damage. Alright, so that's the fireplace. Where does this go? Dun, dun. All kinds of seals. And a safe. Nope. Here we go. Okay, never mind. Mount the tire, fix it real tight so it doesn't come off. Neat. It's a cool weapon. If you really won't take no for an answer, I could sell it to you for 999 rubies. You got a deal. 999 rubies. Nice. Oh, I literally just drive it around right now. Okay, interesting. Alright, so... history. Excavator, a tank, instant scaffold. So those are all the different schematics. Will it let me, like... Hang on. I need to just get one piece off, or... Actually, here's what I'll do. I'll put a big battery on it. Actually, you know what? I'll just put a normal battery on it. Alright, so now... There we go. We can now set this as a favorite, so then that way it doesn't disappear. Like, we'll be able to rebuild it later. I am so smart. Dun, 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 dun. Alright, and then we've got bananas. Nothing of interest here. I'm so smart. Where does this lead? Not where I want to be. And then another set of stairs. Huh. And weirdly enough, I am not in trouble while running around here. No one is getting up on me for walking around here, and no one's double checking my ID or anything. Ooh, hello. What is that? Link must fall. So, you're the newcomer. You go suck a lemon. Zelda's disappearance robbed Hyrule of its spirit, which gives us the perfect opportunity to bring it to its knees. The only problem is there's stunned little appointed swordsman. If you fail, then you should, you gotta prove what it takes. You might even earn our precious lightning helm. It's our sacred treasure, completely resilient to electricity. But because it's such a powerful piece of armor, it can only be handled by those who have been properly trained. Sparring with our fellow Yiga, we set a timer and the combatants just keep coming. You'll earn better and better prizes based off the number of opponents you defeat. Let's see, if we really want to measure your strength, show me you can defeat 3 combatants in under 1 minute. Okay. Tell me the rules. That's it. The prize will change depending on how many you beat. Nobody's going to be pulling punches here either. Once training, you'll be... Take a look at you. Let's see if you can defeat 3 under a minute. All right, bring it on. We are going to go for... All right. 2, 1. All right. Let's not... There we go. I think I know my winning technique here. It's like, I'm probably going to be able to do it like off stream, but like just be like, yeah, let me just defeat them in like using a powder and stealth strike. Hey, we got ourselves the Yiga fabric. Take on 6, train again, and 100 rubies. Very expensive number of rubies. I will note that for next time. I won't be wasting away there. I will continue infiltration. There we go. Dun 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 dun. First page. Pass down from one Guduchi to the next. It was quickly retaken. We have mistaken the chief's youth for naivete and paid the price for it in return. Malacca Riju is not to be taken lightly. Dun. Alright, cool. So, that's lightning helm shit. Nyom. Donk. And bam. Alright, so the lightning helm would be there. We don't exactly have a good way through there just yet. And... Alright. I am probably going to be running a lot around doing nonsense, so I am going to end the stream here. I will be back online tomorrow evening for an MMO night. I have not yet decided if it's going to be Destiny 2 or Final Fantasy 14 just yet. I should really figure that out. Otherwise, I'm going to be in a little bit of a problem trying to figure out which of those I am going to go for. So otherwise, you know, it's going to be a very, very fun time. I need to save this and then do that. How are the intro fighters? Furry Cures, you're still smashing it. Nice work. Thank you for the boops, Blackwing. If you'll stick with me for a little bit, we're going to go on a fun little raid. See who is online right now. Let's have a look. So, let's see. Scribbly. We've done Scribbly Noodle a few times. Oh, Dazurus is playing some Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, and I know they do a lot of streaming. We got Cosmic Wolf. We got Ren.
Go suck a lemon.
You go suck a lemon. Prey Purge, Sea Dog, Sushi Fur. Big thinkies. Hard to think. Faceless Pupper is playing Diablo 4. I have not heard of Faceless Pupper before. Let's have a look. They're live right now, and they're playing with viewers. Oh, they're cool. They're like this dragon wolf thing. And, okay, let's go right into Faceless Pupper then. Thank you for the recommendation. Give me a minute. Microwave engage as I do my noise. You're right. All right, let's go and get ready to raid into Faceless Pupper. And the following raid message is Himbo Raid. Show us your cutest guys, gals, and non-binary pals, or prepare to get swole. If you're not subscribed, that's okay. You don't have to use those emotes. You can use what other kind of emotes that you want, and we'll raid in shortly. Otherwise, I want to say thank you everyone who came along to tonight's stream. I greatly appreciate it. I will be back online tomorrow night for MMO night. I don't know if it's going to be Destiny 2 or Final Fantasy. Maybe I'll figure that out, before tomorrow, or maybe I'll just make it up to a vote. Cookie for Furry Cures, or for Jason before I go away. And let's get ready to raid. Bye for now.
Go suck a lemon.